Access Television. I'm inviting you to the first edition of our first live show. I'm happy to be here with my co-host, Kim Anderson. Thanks so much for doing it.
Joel, thank you for asking me.
Most
this
welcome.
is fun.
Kim is a member of the MCAP board. She just joined, and she also works for Humanities Montana. And we're going to talk about that a little bit, and we've got lots of guests for you to see today. So hang on to your hat, because we're doing our first live show.
This is it right now.
Well, Kim, you want to tell people a little bit about Humanities Montana?
I would love to. Humanities Montana is the state affiliate of the National Endowment for the Humanities. And we spread money around the state to support cultural programming. We also have a lot of great programs that go all over the state. Things like our Speakers Bureau, reading and discussion groups. We have Reflect discussions where facilitators can come to your community and help with perhaps contentious issues.
Oh,
all
I didn't
sorts
know
of great
that.
programs.
That's a wonderful service.
Yes, yes.
So it's kind of like, it's not like mediation, it's kind of like talking through an issue. It's not as formal as mediation,
absolutely,
but someone could come in and say, okay, you guys are dealing with this. I just read in the paper, Kalispell's concerned that new people are unusual people want to be on the school board or something like
right.
that. You know, that
I mean, examples that we've done recently are the Frenchtown Volunteer Fire Department uses our Reflect series to help train the volunteer firefighters about what does it mean to be a volunteer, what does loyalty mean, what does courage mean, you know. So things like that. It's
That's
very
really
valuable.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, because I remember interviewing someone from Humanities Montana, the director before this one. Help me out with the name.
Mark Scharouse.
And Mark said, we fund talk and thought.
That's exactly right.
What we do. We fund
if you're thinking
talk and
about
thought.
it, if you're reading about it, thinking about it, talking about it, come to us. We can help.
Yeah. And there's some stuff you wanted to mention, stuff coming up.
Yes, we have some of our own events, or events that we've funded that we'd love to encourage people to go to. First of all, I mentioned our Speakers Bureau.
Yeah.
And our Speakers Bureau has about 100 different programs on all sorts of different topics: history, literature, political issues of the day, Islam, you name it. And we're taking on new programs and new speakers.
Yeah.
So if you have a particular area of expertise, if you'd like to lead discussions all over the state, you can apply to be on our Speakers Bureau. We pay an honorarium and expenses, and you can travel the state, see the state. It's great.
And see the people, too, because you're going to be engaging them on your area of expertise.
Absolutely.
So as you say, if somebody has a feeling for history, if somebody has a lifelong love of this to which you've devoted scholarship or what have you might be a good candidate to try out to be on the Humanities Montana Speakers Bureau.
And the application is online. It's on our website, humanitiesmontana.org. And the deadline is May 1st, so you have still a little over a week. Yeah,
and this show will be on every day till the first week in May, so this might be old news to some of you. But try anyway. You could do it in the next cycle.
We'll keep reminding you, yes.
And you've got some new stuff coming up, too. I see Leslie Van Staven-Millar on your sheet.
Saturday, April 30th. This is one of our speakers, Leslie Van Staven-Millar, who has a program called Montanorama. And she tailors it to individual communities.
Right.
She's going to be at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship Saturday, April 30th at 7 p.m. It's free. It's open to the public. And she will be coming as Science Woman, if you've ever seen Leslie in her
We have here on this channel.
Coat.
She dresses up, as Science Woman, if you've never seen Leslie do this. And she's a great character. She's got a lab coat. She's got big horn-rimmed glasses.
Very
she's got
serious.
big hair. So she looks kind of comic, but she's very serious.
Yes.
So she keeps you alert, and she's a delight for kids.
She really is. And she's going to talk about the elements that contribute to what makes Montana unique in the 21st century. That's what the program's about. It sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah.
This Saturday...
Yeah, today being Thursday, April 22nd.
See, you can tell I'm a newbie here.
Right.
So
this is April 24th, the
Saturday,
Easter
April,
Eve.
That's correct. I'd encourage everyone who feels like a little drive to go to Hamilton, where they're having the spring celebration of gardens and local food at the Rocky Mountain Grange. And it's going to feature Jeremy Smith, who's the author of Growing a Garden City, which is just a terrific book about the urban gardening project in Missoula and the whole local food movement that's so big in Missoula.
Right.
And that's going to be at 2 p.m. at the Rocky Mountain Grange in Hamilton, Saturday, April 23rd.
4th, is it? No, because tomorrow's my sister's birthday.
Tomorrow's the
Happy birthday,
22nd.
Liz. Is it? Mm-hmm. Oh, so
Friday
her birthday's...
the 22nd.
Okay.
So it's Saturday, April 23rd.
April 23rd. 2 p.m., the Rocky Mountain Grange.
We'll get better at this, we promise.
Well, we'll get a calendar on this. There's some issues then I want to talk to the people about MCAT. And Kim is on the board, so she knows that we've got this pretty interesting film festival coming up. And this is the poster for the film festival. This is called Do It in 72 Contest. So I guess you have to be a film. You don't really. You can be an amateur. We'll just tell you what it is. I'm not going to say who should apply to do this. Anyone can do it. You are going to be told elements that are going to be in your movie on Friday, not the 22nd. But Friday the 29th. On Friday the 29th, you are told that your movie has to have these elements in it that make it unique, right, to the weekend. And you have 72 hours to make your own movie under 10 minutes, and you could win $500. MCAT is sponsoring the festival. We are offering $500 to the best film. You can do it in a team, but you have to do it in the 72-hour period. Oh, Philip, put the particulars on the screen, thanks. So people come here, see, and we have thought up of 5 conditions that have to be in the movie, which are secret, and the people, I'm going to say this, it's fair enough to say, the people choose 3 of the 5.
Okay.
So it's not like everyone must do the same thing, but there are very key things that are going to be in it to prove that you did not work on it before the starting gate.
And no one could bribe you to find out ahead of time.
I don't think so. I'm going out of town anyway. So
I just think that sounds like so much fun because,
doesn't it, though?
you know, the pressure of having a deadline is what kind of can inspire you.
Right. You
So
know,
I think it sounds great.
you have to put it all together. Now, people, they say, you know, people can get their team together, and you name your team when you register down here at MCAT, 500 North Higgins Avenue, the northeast corner of Spruce and Higgins. They can have their team together, and they could vaguely talk about what it is they want to do.
You could have an idea of concept and then fit the elements in once you know what they are.
Yeah, that's it.
What fun.
There's something else we're doing for high school students, and this is our, I think, the 5th or 6th time we've done it. So it's a Garden City High School Film Festival, and any high school student can participate. There's going to be some folks. There's going to be some folks participating from Hot Springs, and there's been some interest from Loyola and Valley Christian schools, and this contest boosts camera. You get a digital video camera, a digital media kit, and cash money for the runners-up. So here are the rules. The work must be completed while you're a high school student. The entries are due by April 25th, but we're easy about this one because they're always late. Right. You always negotiate with high school students. So the name of the project, a high school, and the year must be included on the entry. Should be on DVD or mini DV. Call us, 542-6228, if you have questions about the High School Film Festival. We'll be screening the High School Film Festival, by the way, at 7:15 on May 6th, right here in our little MCAT studio.
I can't wait to see the work.
Yeah, that should be fun. Oh, and Do It in 72 is going to screen at the Missoula Public Library. It's May 21st, Saturday afternoon. It'll probably be cold and rainy, so...
Yeah, maybe the snow will be gone now.
Will come. And then just on behalf of fellow in Great Falls, I want to mention this one. This is the Great Falls Film Festival, so that's, I think, pretty new. It's going to be something where they're looking for student, professional, or independent films made in Montana to showcase the best Montana has to offer. If you're interested, email Eric Dunn at dunnproductions@att.net for a form and information about it. The deadline on this is May 1st. Submit your film for a festival in Great Falls. And Philip, who does the switching for the show, he had a great idea before we started, if we're talking about, you know, this, that, and the other thing, we have guests here from the YMCA, from International Wildlife Film Festival. If you want to get the websites of these organizations, I'm a fan of Googling. It works so well.
Oh,
You know,
I
instead
know.
of saying a long string, which we often do, we're live, so we're moving a little faster. On our MCAT group page on Facebook, we're going to post all the links for this particular show. And then, before we get to the first guest, I want to
Yes.
remind people just to do their civic duty. I'm not saying how you should vote.
I
Far
wish you'd
be it
tell
from
me.
Yeah, right. But the school board election is in a mail ballot, so this is this big thing that
Yep.
comes in. But so many times, you know, we get so much junk mail.
We
It's
got
so
ours.
hard to pay attention to it. So it looks like this. And you have to be sure to sign your envelope on the outside. This is the ballot. It's like a computer deal right here. This is the information on how to fill out the ballot. You can see I haven't done mine yet, but I just got it. And then you sign it on the outside here. You put the secret ballot in there. So please do this.
Be a good
Just
citizen.
voice your opinion. They've got mill levies, so they're looking for
It's
support.
important. It's all the school
And there's
issues, and
candidates.
it's really important.
Right. So we're going to take a little break. Thanks, Kim. Don't you think we did okay?
So
I think
far,
we did.
I haven't fallen off my chair.
Okay. So next we're going to bring out Amanda from the YMCA. We're going to talk about the Riverbank Run
Yeah.
2011 right after this.
The Missoula AIDS Council would like to invite you to our HIV testing drive on Thursday, April 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to celebrate National STD Awareness Month.
The testing drive will take place at our downtown office, located at 500 North Higgins, across from the Iron Horse.
As a thank you to the Missoula community for 25 years of support, each person tested will receive a safe sex toolkit.
Come in for a free, rapid, and anonymous HIV test, Thursday, April 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
There is only one way to take control of your sexual health. Know yourself, know your status.
It's your community. It's your TV. And it's your community access station. MCAT, Missoula Community Access Television. TV by you, for you.
And we're back, and we're here with our guest Amanda Andrews from the YMCA. We're going to talk about the River Run 2011. It's Saturday, April the 30th. It's a benefit for the Missoula Family YMCA. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So you want to tell people about the event?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's our 39th annual YMCA Riverbank Run. And so there's people that live in this community that have done it every year, believe it or not.
39
I really believe
years.
this.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
really awesome. A huge community event. It's one of the biggest foot races in Montana. You can do a 1 mile, a 5K, a 10K, or you can get brave and do all three for the trifecta. So it's Saturday, April 30th. We looked at the 10-day forecast day. It's supposed to be 60 and sunny.
Oh,
so
come on.
it's awesome.
That's
yeah,
great.
so we're really
Yes.
excited about that. And it's just a really fun community event. All the money that's raised goes towards the YMCA, which really allows us to offer our programs, services, childcare to people in the community who otherwise couldn't afford it. So it's a really important service.
It is a really important service. And tell people where the Y is in case they don't know. I know it's
Right.
on Russell. I think the number is 3,000.
It is 3,000
amazing?
South Russell. Good
Okay.
job.
South
it is
Russell.
South Russell.
By the fairground.
Right next to the fairgrounds. So you can come there and register, especially if you're going to register as a family. Otherwise, you can register online at ymcamissoula.org. Call us up and register at 721-9622.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. Well, Amanda, thanks so much. And
Thank
I hope
you.
lots of people do it. I mean, it has become such a running town, I think, you know, with the marathon and so on. But
Right.
this is the oldest foot race, 39
Yeah.
years.
Yep, it's a big deal. It's a tradition. So get out there and support the Y and have fun with your family.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
great. Oh, thanks again, Amanda.
Thank you.
Well,
Good luck.
we're going to be right back. We've got Ian Hunter here from International Wildlife Film Festival. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. Maybe, Philip, we should play that clip from Susan Reneau. Here's Susan Reneau talking about an initiative by the United Veterans Council. We met up with Susan. You're going to see her again on this channel because Memorial Day is coming up. And United Veterans Council puts together the whole Memorial Day each year. So here's me talking to Susan Reneau about her new idea, which are comfort kits for the troops, specifically the people in the National Guard that are serving in Afghanistan from Missoula right now. So here's Susan Reneau for 4 minutes, and we'll be back. I'm Joel Baird, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access TV. We're here with Susan Reneau, who is, I would say, a leading member of the United Veterans Council here in Missoula. Susan, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. We have a small group. People don't realize the United Veterans Council is made up of exactly 6 people.
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was huge.
No.
Same.
I mean, we do a huge amount of stuff for veterans.
Yeah.
But we're really tiny, so we need help, and that's why
Right.
I'm here.
Well, that's why you're here. There's a new idea that United Veterans Council is undertaking. We're going to talk later this year, of course, about Memorial Day. The story today is Comfort Kit for the Troops. Take it away. What's going on?
This was an idea of a female soldier on March 20th, Joel.
Okay,
it
so
just
it's a recent
started.
idea.
We were doing camo-colored Easter eggs for Bravo Company at the National Guard, and every month we do this, and we send care packages to our Missoula Bravo Company of the National Guard, and we were chit-chatting about, well, what can we do next month? And this woman soldier, whose husband is deployed right now in Iraq, said, what about comfort kits? And we said, well, what is a comfort kit? And she said, a Ziploc bag filled with all the things that make the soldier comfortable. And everybody loved it. We all said, oh my gosh, that's fabulous. So I got on the phone to my corporate people that have always helped us. And some of the wives got on the phone, and we sent emails. Thank goodness for email. And all of this has snowballed since March 20th, Joel.
That's great.
And so on the 17th of April,
Which is coming up.
Which
so
is
people
like
watching should know it's this
right
coming.
now, it's this Sunday, which is
Right.
Palm Sunday.
Gotcha.
The wives wanted to get together and compile the comfort kits. Well, the outpouring of love and the outpouring of support for the troops has been so overwhelming that we have enough money for this project and items to fill 1,000 comfort kits, which is all the men and women in the military right now from the state of Montana.
Oh, that's great.
But we want to carry this forward, and the Veterans Administration in Washington, D.C. likes our idea so much, they want us to try to get comfort kits to every soldier, every Marine, every airman, and every sailor around the world, wherever they are in harm's way.
That is so
And it's
great.
all going to start in Missoula, Montana on the 17th of April.
And the location is the American Legion Hall.
It is. This time around, it's the American Legion Hall at 825 Reneau Street. The wives of Bravo Company are in charge of this. The American Legion was stepped up and offered their hall because we have plenty of parking and a lot of room.
Right.
But next month, we are going to be at the VFW Hall on Main Street across from Zip Auto. And then we're going to probably alternate between American Legion and VFW. And the troops don't come home until October. So every month we're going to do something. And if people would like to participate, they need to email me. I will not take phone calls because I'm a volunteer.
Right.
Email is Blue Mountain, all one word, lowercase spelled out, bluemountain@montana.com. And I will send them a whole rundown of our schedule.
Oh, that's really great.
And we want everybody to come. And it'll be so much fun. And we get little kids, and we get grandmas, and we get grandpas, and we get members of all the different veterans groups. So on the 17th of April, we're going to compile 1,000
A big
comfort
job.
kits.
That's really great. Okay.
And it's fabulous.
Thanks so much. So once again, the location of the American Legion Hall is 825 Reneau Street this Sunday, April 17th at 1 p.m. And we're back with Jessica Smith. Philip just said, are you ready? I don't know if I should talk to say I was ready. But we do feel ready. Jessica's here. Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And you're representing UMEM.
Yep. UMEM is Entertainment Management at the University of Montana. And we're a program that runs for undergraduate students and graduate students. It serves to introduce them to the entertainment industry. And it kind of has two facets to it. There's a classroom learning experience, but a lot of it is hands-on. The learning experience is through guest instructors that actually fly in from entertainment epicenters like LA or Nashville. They fly in on the weekends to teach the students about anything involving the industry. And then, and then we actually get to apply what we've learned. And this semester we're applying it through our annual Spring Thaw event series. And through Spring Thaw, the students are entirely responsible for organizing and implementing a series of events. And so it really challenges us to take what we've learned and actually do something with that. So.
Fascinating. So what is the Spring Thaw going to be this year?
The Spring Thaw is the name for a series of events. And so all of the events encourage Missoula to come out and celebrate spring. And even though it doesn't feel like spring yet, it's kind of
we might need to help it along.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the purpose of Spring Thaw is to entertain Missoulians and help them welcome spring. And we really just want the whole community to be excited about it. And Spring Thaw, like I said, consists of several events. We have, this semester we've put on a Saturday night music shuffle series at Sean Kelly's. We had supported the Eileen Ivers and Immigrant Soul concert that was last Sunday at the University Theater. We have a special event on April 30th at the Central Bar and Grill. And then we also, the Spring Thaw also ends with a huge event on the University Oval on the main campus called our Festival on the Oval. And that's where we invite all of the community members to come together and really celebrate spring with a day of food, fun, and activities. And so Spring Thaw is the way that our program fulfills the mission of building community through entertainment. And not only do we build community through entertainment by inviting the community to celebrate spring, but program students also want to give back. Mm-hmm. And every Spring Thaw, we choose nonprofits to support throughout our Spring Thaw semester, if you want to call it that. And then we kind of support them through monetary donations and recognition throughout all of Spring Thaw.
So what nonprofits are going to be benefiting from your events this year?
It's kind of cool because the students, we actually get to choose which ones each year we want to support. And this year we chose to support Snowball's volunteer ski patrol program. We chose to support the Missoula Children's Theater. We also chose to support the Missoula Food Bank through various food donations collection boxes we have set up at all of our events. And we've been collecting food donations throughout the whole entire Spring Thaw. And we're also supporting Mountain Home Montana through a monetary donation as well.
Nice.
So,
when is the big Oval event?
the huge festival on the Oval, the exciting part, takes place on Friday, May 6th from 11 to 2, and that's, of course, on the main campus. And that event is for all of the community. There's going to be food, live music, local rock band High Voltage is going to be performing. We have vendors and nonprofits, like I said earlier. And then we also have just a ton of different activities. It's more like, what aren't we going to have there? We have a dunk tank for students, which hopefully I'm not going to be
That sounds
dunked.
really fun. And optimistic
Jessica,
weather-wise.
I'm not going to be dunked. And we also have, besides the live entertainment, we have things for children like face painting, a huge inflatable blow-up slides and those types of things. We have kids crafts. We have a huge rock climbing wall from the Army, and a huge game of musical chairs where a lucky winner will get a cash prize. A giant game of musical chairs. And so
and community members can just show up
everyone's
on the
invited.
Oval.
It's completely free.
Oh,
and I
great.
really think we're due for good weather, so hopefully it'll really bring the meaning to Spring Thaw. And also at the festival, we'll be able to present all of our donations for the nonprofits there as well. So
Oh, that's really great.
they'll be there as well.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
What do you think? Anything more to add for Jessica?
I'm going to be there, that's for sure.
Oh,
It sounds
good.
just
I want to make
terrific.
sure people know the date. It's
Yeah, say
Friday,
the dates
May
again.
6th for the big spring thaw,
Right.
11 a.m., University of Montana
Yep.
campus at the Oval.
Right on the Oval, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The live music's from noon to 1.
Okay.
And so completely free and family friendly.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, sounds like a lot of things to do for kids.
It does, it does.
And you know, big places like universities, they're like big parks to young people. You know.
My kids used to love running over
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's all that stuff to see. The bear.
How many of you are in this program and are
that's a
working
good
on all
question.
this?
You know, I'm not sure on the exact number, but like I'm in the weekend courses right now, and there's about 60 students enrolled in the weekend courses. It's kind
Wow.
of spread out because there's a bunch of different types of classes students can take to get their actually get a certificate in entertainment management.
But all of you work together on this.
Right,
spring
we all
thaw?
collaborate together. There's teams running from public relations to the people that organize the Oval to a media team. There's just all different aspects are completely student run. So it's a great way to actually learn or experience what we've learned.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with the event.
Thank you so much. If you want to show up, maybe we can arrange for you to be in the dunk tank.
Yeah, maybe a VIP pass or
I
something.
need a new swimsuit.
Right. Yeah. We'll be right back. And I apologize. You know, we misspoke before. I said that Ian Hunter was here from the International Wildlife Film Festival. His name is Ian Foster, and he's
Foster.
coming out to beat both of us up
Yeah.
in the next segment. So stay with us.
Every day, Missoula teens struggle with one or more issues.
Teen parenting.
Family dysfunction.
Delinquency.
Depression and social anxiety.
Violence and bullying.
Drugs and alcohol.
When comparing teens nationally in 2007-2008, Montana ranked among the highest number in dropout rates at 9%.
And for Missoula, the dropout rate has been reported to range from 20 to 30%.
But this announcement isn't about dollar amounts, numbers, or statistics. It's about us and some of the reasons Missoula kids struggle to stay in school.
Every teen deals with the problem of hanging out with kind of the people who aren't very good for keeping them out of trouble. I personally had that problem. I felt they were cool because they were drinking, skipping school, doing drugs, all the things that I hadn't did, pretty much. And I knew my mom wasn't going to approve of it, but at that moment I really didn't care what she had to say.
When I was 16, I had my daughter, Nevaeh. She was born January 1st. I dropped out of school around the end of probably freshman year. I had a lot of time on my hands, and I ended up in the detention center probably more than 5 times that summer.
I started skipping school, doing drugs, drinking alcohol, not caring about school or what my mom had to say or my probation officer, and finally the probation officer, he finally put me in jail, and that kind of gave me time to think about what I really wanted in life. And I know one thing I didn't want in life was having to go to jail a lot. I did not like the feeling of being in jail. It wasn't a good feeling.
I realized that that's not really the life I wanted, and I didn't want my daughter to be around because I wanted to be a good influence on my daughter because my dad was never there for me, and I made a promise to myself that I'm going to be there for her.
So I kind of figured out in there that I wanted a positive future. So when I got out, I started working on that. One thing I started doing was I wasn't hanging out with those people anymore, and they were treating me differently because I didn't want to hang out with them. And I started, obeying my mom, following rules pretty much, doing good in school.
So I applied back to Willard and got back into school, and now I'm back in school, and education to me matters more because I realize that you need money to support your family, to support my daughter, to keep a roof over your head, and to keep food in their bellies.
And, it's I've been doing pretty good because I was on honor roll last year. I'm excited to go to school again. I have all the classes I want, and I'm really focused on having a positive future. We want to become healthier
and confident so we can set and reach our goals.
Missoula is taking steps to address the graduation rate, so let's take the steps together to work with kids to become happy, healthy, and productive. So graduation does matter. This message brought to you by Community Restorative Justice Summer Program.
We're back. And for our next segment, I'd like to introduce Ian Foster. He is from the International Wildlife Film Festival. Ian, thanks so much.
Thanks for
Sorry,
having
I called
me.
you a hunter.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Would you like to tell people, just in case, they do not know, and I can't imagine how they wouldn't,
No.
IWFFF is what we've said for years because the festival has been around. Can you give them just a broad treatment of what the International Wildlife Film Festival is all about?
Yes, I absolutely can. Basically, the festival is in its 34th year here in Missoula, Montana, and it's the longest-running wildlife film festival in the world, actually. And every year we bring together filmmakers from around the world, as well as many producers and even actors that have been in the films themselves, and everybody converges on historic Missoula to take in a week of great films. So we use both the Roxy and the Wilma for our film festival. So beginning this year on May 7th, on Saturday, we're actually having a full day of screening at the Roxy, and it's sure to be a great day with lots of great films. Many of our best ofs are playing that day at the Roxy, and then we move over to the Wilma, and we have films going every day at the Wilma through Saturday the 14th. So, it's a great week as far as lots of other community events going on as well. So an example of a community event is on Sunday, Mother's Day, May 8th, we have Wild Walk and Wild Fest. And so
it's so much fun.
it is. Have you guys been?
Yeah.
So this year the theme is animal mothers and their wild offspring. And so, all the kids and their parents get dressed up and take to the streets. And we're starting at 11 a.m. at the X's. That's where we'll kind of be meeting, and the parade will actually depart at 11:30 and make its way down Higgins Avenue down to Caris Park. And so there at Caris Park we have Wild Fest, which is where a lot of different community programmers come in, and they have tables and activities set up for kids. And we also have some stage shows. So we'll have the Bear Dogs will be there again this year. We'll have some dancers this year. Really just a good time, good food, good family day. So in addition to kind of what we've been doing the last few years, we went back to a tradition actually that we did back in the 90s, which was do workshops for the public as well. So this year we're doing public art workshops at Craig Mentier's studio every Saturday. So yeah, we've actually already started those, and they've had people down there at those art workshops on Saturdays from 11 to 3, and they basically create these awesome masks or some giant
Is this
puppets.
stuff to take in the Wild Walk Parade?
So
Exactly.
you can have a great
exactly.
costume.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you don't need to go to these, but this is just an opportunity that we do offer.
Right.
So, definitely a lot of people show up with stuff that they've made on their own or come up with at the last minute, but this is an opportunity where, some people are going to be making a life-size elephant, and there's other very large.
Life-size?
Life-size. So
This is going to be really
Yeah,
fun.
I mean,
we
we're
should
talking-
definitely
it's-
record it this year.
Yeah, you should come down and have the video cameras out. But so as I said, the theme, animal mothers and their wild offspring, and so they'll take to the streets. It'll be great.
So for people who want to be in the parade, who want to walk, what do they do?
They kind of think of a costume that could fit that theme, and they don't have to be fully costumed out, but they show up at the X's at the north end of Higgins there, at Higgins and Alder, and as I said, we're meeting at 11. We'll take off at 11:30 and head down to Caris Park, and so we have drummers and bands as part of the parade, and it is all a foot or bike parade, so no toad floats or anything like that. But
it's not as
no big
elaborate.
helium
well,
balloons.
it's really kid-friendly that way.
It is.
Yeah. So if people are watching and your kids have never done it, you really should consider it. And to find out more, do the Google IWFF Missoula.
Yep.
But do you know the specific string of
It
the
is.
website?
It's www.wildlifefilms.org.
Yeah.
So
and all this stuff will be on the website.
Yep, and we're also on Facebook, so you can get us
good.
there. But yeah, and some other events going on through the week that public would be excited about. Thursday night we have a special concert. A 2-time Grammy Award winner, Native American Artist of the Year, Robert Mirabal will be
I've
the Wilma.
heard really great things about him. We've got the poster for it up here.
Great, yeah. He's an exceptional flautist and does his own singing and songwriting, so definitely a fun night. And that's going to be paired with a film called Wild Horses and Renegades that is, I believe the film begins at 7 on Thursday night, the 12th, and the Robert Mirabal concert begins at 9. So
great.
Is that at the Wilma?
It is, yep.
Are there booklets as well, Ian, for it? You know, there used to be published the booklet, the
our
schedule
program.
of each
Yep,
day.
you'll start seeing our program. You can pick one up at the Roxy. And you can also get tickets for all of our screenings. And as I said, screenings are going on throughout the day for school kids. Anybody that wants to come, they're all open to the public. But you can get tickets at either Rock and Rudy's or at the Roxy. So, and yeah, we will have the
Roxy
programs.
is 6:30 South Higgins?
I believe it's 718.
Okay.
718.
I just
Close.
pulled that out. But it is, I could say it's between 6th and 5th Street in South Higgins on the east side. You can't miss it because there's this great Art Deco building.
Right.
So people watching have driven by like, what's that doing there? This is a chance to find out, right?
Yeah.
They could park, they could get the booklet, they could learn more about Wild Fest, Wild Walk, the concert, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
How many films this year?
You know, we had over 220 submissions, and then, you know, we kind of narrow it down to, I think we're going to screen around 60 films total. But
that's amazing.
That's still a load for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the town is amazing that way. You know, when the Big Sky Documentary Film Festival started, I thought, this is great. You know, they asked me to be a judge because it was smaller back then.
Right.
Someone like me could be a judge. And I agreed. I thought, oh, man, this is never going to, you know, I love your ambition, but it's insane. And I'm sure if 35 years ago somebody had said, oh, you know, in May we're going to show a bunch of wildlife
in Missoula,
films.
Montana. Right.
Good luck to you, Chuck Junko, who started it and everything.
You know, I think people start to realize coming to Missoula is a treat, and certainly so, you know, we get all these amazing filmmakers in, and there's just more and more reasons for the public to get out and be part of the festival. So, yeah, it's fantastic. So.
Yeah, and the public can be. It's not an arm and a leg, right? Can you buy blocks of
Absolutely, you can get.
you
I mean, you can get a
to?
full screening pass for the full week for $40. So I mean,
that's a deal.
You know,
that's a real
and then
deal.
we do special deals for groups. You know, all of the students around town. We have over 2,000 students coming to our day screenings, and we cut them a fantastic deal. So, so yeah, come for one film, come for the full week. You know, you can get tickets, as I said, Rock and Rudy's or at the Roxy. So.
That's great. Ian, thanks so much. Do you have any question you want to ask him
dates
before
again.
we turn?
The dates again. So we start, May 7th, Saturday, at the Roxy. Full day of screening, adult beverages, kid beverages, popcorn. You know, come in, stay for the full day, and we go through Saturday the 14th. And on Saturday the 14th, we are showing Echo, an unforgettable elephant, and that is at the Wilma, and that's the best of show. So definitely worth going to see.
That's really worth going. And I want to highlight again, one more time, for anyone watching, a great entrance to the festival is the Wild Walk and the Wild Fest. That's Sunday, May 8th.
Correct, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Meet at the X's. Parade through town, non-motorized, non-threatening to kids. Go to Karras Park, hang out.
Absolutely.
Nice. Ian, thanks so much for coming.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. And we're going to be back. We are going to be back with Phil Smith from the Bicycle Pedestrian Office. We're going to talk about the Bus Bike Walk Week. Stay with us.
Your TV, and it's your community access station. MCAT, Missoula Community Access Television. TV by you, for you.
The Missoula AIDS Council would like to invite you to our HIV testing drive on Thursday, April 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to celebrate National STD Awareness Month.
The testing drive will take place at our downtown office, located at 500 North Higgins, across from the Iron Horse.
As a thank you to the Missoula community for 25 years of support, each person tested will receive a safe sex toolkit.
Come in for a free, rapid, and anonymous HIV test, Thursday, April 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
There is only one way to take control of your sexual health. Know yourself, know your status.
It's your community. It's your.
Hey, we're back. We're back
Right.
with Phil Smith from the Bicycle Pedestrian Office. We're here to talk about Bike Walk Bus Week, April 30th through May 7th. And this is a poster. It is so terrific. Who did that for you?
It's a beautiful.
Well, it was a combination of people.
Oh, yeah.
You can't give credit to just one, I'm afraid. Yeah.
The dates, April 30th through May 7th. The website, www.bikewalkbusmissoula.org. Phil, thanks so much for doing this year after year. Were you there at the beginning 20 years ago?
You know, I wasn't connected with it, but I was here.
Yeah.
And, you
like
know,
me, I was on the MCAT board in '89, and that was 20.
Yeah.
MCAT turned 21 today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I remember the first MCAT board back then. I do. It was. Well, you know, Bike Walk Bus Week, and it's like MCAT and so many others, it's really grown. The schedule, it's in your
Take
head.
one just so you have
This
a
year,
reference point.
there's something like 129 entries this year in the 8-day week.
Oh my God.
The first one of these that I remember, I don't honestly remember the first one, but I think I was around. But about the third one, everything that happened at Bike Walk Bus Week fit on one side of a piece of paper.
Oh, sure.
There were maybe 3 events and a end of the week party, and I think there were 10 or 12 people that showed up for that, and that was it.
So for people who are new to Missoula, can you explain what is Bike Walk Bus Week?
Bike Walk Bus Week is a celebration of healthy transportation. It's a week-long way of making it fun to try to get around in some other way than driving your car all by yourself. That's
single vehicle
That's right.
occupancy.
Because people don't even think about doing it. I mean, it's just such a habit, and this is a great way
It
to
is.
just break that habit.
Right, and that's
for
a
week.
kind of tone, you know, Phil and I have done this discussion a couple of times each year. And something that I hit on and I found really agreeable to tell people is this is not like a week, you know, like a Lenten week, right? Like, I'm so bad, I'm destroying the planet, and I will suffer this week, and then I'll go back to destroying the planet. It is a week to just try it out.
That's
Try it out.
exactly
It's no big
right.
deal. One time, maybe, take the bus.
Right.
You'll see what it's like. They're going to have Wi-Fi on the buses, I've heard.
Yep, they've just, in the last month, they've got Wi-Fi on the buses.
Yeah.
One of the cool things, about 10 years ago, we added the bus. It used to be bike and walk. We added the bus because there are alternatives to driving by yourself. And so this whole week, the bus is free.
Yeah.
So if you've never ridden the bus, or you're not sure how to get someplace, there'll be information available, and give it a try. It's a massive contribution by the bus company to people's efforts to try it. And of course, that's not the only thing, but that's the bus piece of it, and it's huge.
So you literally have nothing to lose.
And the walk part, Kim, is really great. There are walking tours of Missoula, like the Historic Preservation Office gets really interesting.
They do.
Stuff, you know, about history of the
Walking
downtown and other locations.
Yeah, there are 10 or 12 of those scattered throughout the week.
Yeah.
What we hear, and I know I say this to you every year, Joel, but it's maybe because it's so delightful to me when I'm on one of these. I'll hear a longtime resident of Missoula on one of these neighborhood walking tours looking at the history of whatever it is, an old building or somebody's house or whatever, and their comment is, you know, I've lived here all my life, and I've driven by here, big on the word driven by here, and I've never noticed it. But now that I'm on foot, this is my neighborhood. And we're not talking people that came in from far away. They're people in their own neighborhoods walking.
Yeah.
So the message there is that walking is not only good for you and good for the environment, but you see so much, and you can interact with people in their yards or or doing what they're doing with their dog or whatever.
Yeah, the world opens up differently. I think we had talked in the past too, like the difference of having a day at work, getting in the tunnel vision of the car, and then getting home, and then everything changes so fast.
Sure.
And then if you bike or walk from work, you have that decompression time.
I do it
and
every
you have
day.
that kind of
Makes
sense
all
like,
the difference.
oh, this is where I actually live. You know, oh, look, here's the mountain, or what's the
Sure.
quality of the air? Well, let's not talk about it, but you know. But there is something to be said for the experiential part of the transition.
Oh, there is. And let me use that word to bring in another element of the thing. When it started off, businesses and other organizations were a little slow to say, well, yeah, we'll help it out.
Yeah.
And today, as you can see toward the back of the booklet,
so amazing.
we've got 110 or 15 organizations that are doing things to make it happen.
Yeah.
We've got coffee shops and bakeries that are giving things away. We've got businesses with 5 or 10 or 20 or 30% discounts if you bike, walk, or bus there. They've made a transition. This is really a big community-wide, including business community event.
Yeah, and there's the businesses, you know, do stuff like, you know, walk or bike and get free donuts, get free coffee, get free cookies at this place. I mean, tremendous amount of stuff. And there's so much stuff. You want to tell people about this smartphone thing. I'm going to angle it, so I'm just indicating it here on the booklet. It looks like one of those UPS things, scanner bar, and it's made for the smartphone.
Yeah, it's what it is, and the people that know about it have been happy to talk to me about it, so I am just learning. It's like a barcode, but a two-directional barcode that was developed, I think, by Toyota in the 90s to be able to track parts. And now it's called a QR code, and you can, with your smartphone, get a free app that scans those things. So and somebody just did it this afternoon to prove to me that it works.
Oh, right,
But they scanned it, and then right there on your smartphone is the website for Bike Walk Bus Week with all 120 things that are going on listed day by day.
That's pretty amazing.
Oh, I'm going to do that with my phone before.
Yeah, because is yours smart?
Mine is very smart.
Otherwise, if your phone is dumb, I've got a dumb phone.
I do too.
You can get this at a lot of places leading up to
all
the
over
week,
town.
April 30th through May 7th.
Yeah, all over town.
Phil, thanks so much. I see our next guest is in the background. And so we're going to bring her out next.
Great. Well, thanks so much
for popping in. I'm glad you could come to our first live show.
Terrific. It's wonderful to be here, and the energy of being live is just cool. So we'll see you in another week and a couple of days at Bike Walk Bus Week.
Walking around town, yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thanks again.
Stay with us. We've got another segment coming up.
April 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to celebrate National STD Awareness Month.
The testing drive will take place at our downtown office, located at 500 North Higgins, across from the Iron Horse.
As a thank you to the Missoula community for 25 years of support, each person tested will receive a safe sex toolkit.
Come in for a free, rapid, and anonymous HIV test, Thursday, April 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
There is only one way to take control of your sexual health. Know yourself, know your status.
It was like the recognition event was last weekend, so
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is a county disaster.
Well, we're
drill.
back with Megan Hill. We're talking about a pretty interesting opportunity to volunteer, and that's the Missoula County 2011 disaster drill. And I'll show people the poster.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Volunteer to work side by side with firefighters, police officers, medical professionals. The date, May 7th. So it's coming up. And I think people have to commit to the day. Did I see that in the email?
Yes, we're asking people to be available between 8 and 5. We're hoping that the drill will end sooner, but we just want to be prepared for anything.
Right. I know. And then, well, in people's minds, and I don't think it's terrible to say, a lot of people are thinking about what happened in Japan and saying, so how are we set up here for whatever? There was that issue, remember years ago, a train car tipped over containing all this
Yes.
no, that's not the right word.
It was a bad chemical.
Bleach, right? The basis of Clorox.
Around Alberton.
Yeah, it was called the Alberton spill. And there was a lot of concern about, people right in the area were affected, for sure.
Well, Megan, this is, I mean, it's so perfect because I think what you said is true, Joel,
Yeah.
that we all feel so helpless when there's a natural disaster or a man-made disaster of some sort. And I know I always think, well, but what can I do? Except to give your pennies to somebody.
Right.
And this is something we can all do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you tell people, what's going to happen that day if they volunteer?
Sure. So when we think about disaster drills, sometimes we think about getting painted and pretending like we have injuries, and that's usually what happens during those drills, but this is a little different. It's a simulated airliner crash.
Wow.
And they're actually doing, it's an intermediate drill, so they're testing the emergency information systems in Missoula County. So what they're trying to do is, it's that second stage. Now that the plane's crashed and there's victims and EMS has responded and they've been taken to triage, how do you notify family and friends, and how do those individuals find out where their loved one or their friend is and what status, what condition they're in. Right, exactly. So it's a really interesting piece, because I think that's the part that it's that second stage that seems to go a little haywire. So,
How many volunteers will you need?
We are looking for 75 to 100 volunteers.
Wow, okay.
And that corresponds with the number of imaginary victims on the plane manifest. So, but volunteers can expect to get there at 8 in the morning. We'll just kind of be talking about what's going to happen that day, and trying to prepare people as much as possible without giving away all of the secrets, I guess.
Well, right, because you want it to be a simulation,
Right.
so that people are not really going to know
what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why some of the information may seem a little vague, but it's supposed to.
But confusion's an important ingredient in this case.
Yeah, creating a degree of chaos is what we're looking for, so that we can amend it.
Right. And so the people really training are the firefighters, the police, and the medical professionals.
Right.
The people who volunteer are providing the atmosphere in which they're going to work, the sense of confusion, lots of people. And will they be painted as accident victims?
No, because the volunteers will mostly be acting as distressed family members or friends.
Wow.
And so they'll come and they'll be given a script, and that script will say, you're a family member of Jane Smith.
And you need to
And
know
you need to
their
find out
status.
more about, where she's at, and you knew that she was maybe just arriving at the airport around the time that this other plane crashed, but you don't know anything else. And so they're going to have a simulation call center where professionals, staff, and volunteers from 911, the call center, from the hospitals, from the media, it'll be a centralized call center. So any drill calls will be directed to this call center.
Gotcha. So people that want to volunteer, they should be calling 728-7682.
Yep.
Ask for you in volunteer services, and then register. So you're going to take their name and number.
Their name, phone number, email address, mailing address. That way we can contact them with any last-minute changes before the event. There are 3 volunteer orientations that they can choose from.
So they attend one volunteer?
One of the 3, yeah.
Okay.
But there's 3 different times, May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And once they sign up, then we'll remind them about the orientations, give them last-minute details, and also be able to follow up with them after the event to let them know how it went.
Yeah, sure.
If it was successful.
All right.
Well, important things to practice and be a part of.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Missoula, here's the call. If you want to help for Missoula County's 2011 disaster drill, and your capacity will be volunteer to act as distressed family member or friend of victims of a simulated airplane crash. Now, it could be really interesting. I know it sounds, kind of unpalatable to some people, but other people are going to be doing a really good service for our emergency people here in the local area. So we hope you'll consider it.
Absolutely.
It's a great learning experience.
I bet it is.
Really
And we'll have this phone number on the MCAT Facebook page.
On the MCAT Facebook page, you'll see contacts for all the people that we visited with today. Well, anything you want to add?
Just maybe a little plug for Missoula Aging Services.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's a big question as to why am I going at Missoula Aging Services? Missoula Aging Services houses Senior Corps and the RSVP volunteer program, and I'm working with a new program called the Community Task Force, where we're trying to partner with different organizations and provide training opportunities and just kind of branch out into the community a little bit more. And so the RSVP program has a pool of about 800 volunteers that are consistently volunteering at different nonprofits throughout the community. And so
I've had great experiences through several
we
different
have here
organizations.
used
They're just invaluable to the whole community.
The foster grandparent program we've used here for our summer camps really well.
And Senior Companion. So it's a great way to start because, I've had a couple volunteers come in and join the Community Task Force, and they've been using their skills and their expansive network of people in the community to help recruit for the event. The radio club, nurses, doctors, it's a great community to work in. So.
Oh, well, thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. And I see we're just about out of time. Philip said we have like 2 more minutes, so I want to thank everyone for watching this first Missoula live show. And I have a treat to go out on from the vault. This is a program that was shot by Sentinel students called Sentinel Reports. And the fella in their boat says, this is the first and only high school show on television in the state of Montana. So thanks so much for watching this edition of Missoula Live. We hope to see you back here again. And here is Sentinel Reports from the Missoula Vault, 1992.
Bye, Missoula.
Yo, 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 and welcome to the Spartan Show. That's right, folks, you've just tuned in to the very first and only high school television show in the state of Montana. That's right, Spartan Reports. Since we're new to the television airwaves, we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Robert Ellingson.
I'm Jamie Carter.
And I'm Nate Merck with Sentinel Sports.
And from now on, we'll be bringing you the news, sports, and opinions of Sentinel High School as they happen. Tonight's show is about censorship. But first, what's been going on in the drama department the past few weeks? Well, as Tara Vincent, Tina Stifler, and Jennifer Livingston report, a lot more than you think.
The Sentinel Drama Department has been very busy at Sentinel High School for many years through drama classes and thespians. Drama 2 Spring Production, 15 Nervous Gumshoes, was performed April 2nd and 3rd in the Sentinel Little Theater. It was a spoof on the famous detectives and mystery writers of the history. Drama 2 works on their plays during classes, and each person is involved.
Senior Jared Ventresca has been involved in drama for most of his high school years. He's the historian for Thespians, the school drama group. Thespians must get 100 hours to be a member of the club. They also hold the Sadie Hawkins dance each fall, as well as the state thespian convention. Drama 1 is a semester-long class where classes do such activities as pantomimes, small plays, and speeches. They also do some work with sign language. However, the most well-known aspects of drama are the all-school plays performed twice a year.
The spring all-school play was Here and Now, which students performed at the State Thespian Convention in November. The play told about a support group called Here and Now Group, which dealt with the problems of teenagers and adults. It dealt with such extreme problems as drugs, alcohol, and suicide, as well as conflicts between students, teachers, and parents. The play itself was very emotional and took many hours of hard work.
The director, Margaret Johnson, is very proud of the Sentinel Drama Department this year. When asked what the most difficult aspect of drama is, Johnson responded, the hours. It takes long hours of practice and memorization to produce each play. Margaret Johnson, who is also the state director of Thespians, believes that the best part of drama is the closeness you gain with each involved in the play. Next year, Sentinel Drama Department looks forward to producing David and Lisa and the Taming of the Shrew.
The definition of censorship is to ban written or printed material, motion pictures, music, etc., if they are found to be objectionable by an official power. Some feel that censorship is a direct violation of the freedom of expression that is granted to us by the First Amendment. But others feel it is a must to keep our corruption out of society. What do you think?
Feel about censorship in music or art?
I think that censorship is wrong because I think that everybody has an opinion and that everybody has a right to say their opinion, and I don't think anybody should say that anybody else's opinion is wrong. I try to censor it. I'm pretty firmly against censorship. I think it's unfair that people want to censor music, and I also think it's unfair when people want to censor school newspapers and other things like that, because I think our youth is restricted in a lot of areas in general, and I don't think they should be restricted in that area.
I think censorship is pretty unfair and quite un-American. I mean, we grew up and fought for being free to speak, and I just think it contradicts what we base this country on. How about you?
I think pretty much the same. I think they weren't censored. They should just write it on there, but there shouldn't be a certain age, because I mean that's just violating the rights for younger people. Because if you're young, you still have the same rights as when you're older.
In art or music?
Well, I like to hear lots of explicit lyrics coming out of my radio. You know, I like to turn it on, put in a tape, turn it up as loud as I can, and hear lots of... I just like to hear it, you know? I mean, it's fun to hear. You know you want to hear about it. Somebody's going to... What's the deal if you learn about it at school or out of a tape? I like to hear them talking about it. I can't say it, but I want to hear it.
Well, I don't think that banning should be done because I think if they're making the money on it, it shouldn't be banned. I mean, if you're making money, you should be able to keep doing your songs, and you sort of kind of like that music anyway. I think all the teenagers like it, and the ones that don't have something wrong with them, so I really think that you should keep it, and that's my view on censorship.
I think that parental discretion advised, that's real stupid, because, I mean, it's not stopping anyone from getting anything.
The field of censorship in music and art is a direct violation of the First Amendment of the Constitution, a God-given right. It disallows creativity to occur, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, by censoring things, it allows, it kind of, how would you say, cuts off a lot of access to a lot of people.
And back. Reports from Baghdad tonight report the damage there and yet another series of air raids to be, quote, spectacular. Day 3 of the war may bring surprise.